Hello guys, today we're going to be doing graphing equations in slope-intercept form. So the first thing you need to know is what is slope-intercept form. Slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. A lot of you guys already know that equation, y equals mx plus b, where the m stands for the slope, which is the slant of the line, and the b stands for the y-intercept. So let's talk about that for a second. Slope is the slant of the line. M is always the letter we associate it with. If I drew the slope tree, I would draw this, where a slant up is, oops, I'm writing negative, but I meant to write positive, is positive. A slant down is negative. 0 is a straight line, and undefined is up and down, vertical. So horizontal means straight across, vertical is up and down. When you do a vertical jump, you're going up and down, okay? Here's the problem. Write an equation in slope-intercept form for the line with the slope of 3/4 and a y-intercept of -2. Then graph the equation. All right, this is easy, okay? So you guys are going to like this. All you need to do is say y equals mx plus b. Okay, they gave me the slope. I know slope is m. They said the slope is 3/4. I know that's m. They gave me the y-intercept. That's what this b stands for. Let's look over here what y-intercept means. If I have an xy axis and I have a line that goes like this, the y-intercept is where it crosses the y-axis. Let's say that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So my y-intercept in this line is 0, 4, or just 4, because you know the x is always 0, so you can just say 4. So my b is going to be -2. Okay, because they said the y-intercept is -2. Okay, so let's just plug that in for that and plug that in for that, and then we're going to be done with this part of the problem. Y equals mx plus b. There you go. That's my m, that's my b. Now when you have a positive and a negative next to each other, that's like multiplying a plus and a minus. When you multiply a plus and a minus, it's minus. So I can rewrite that, y equals 3/4 x minus 2. Okay, there's my equation. Now look at how easy this is to graph. When you have your equation like that, you can draw your xy axis. Now if you guys want to use graph paper, it's a lot better just because it comes out better. But my y-intercept is -2. That means -2 is right here. That's where my y-intercept is. Now watch how nice this is. I'm gonna make my own graph. You know those don't always come out good, but I'm gonna try here. Okay, if my slope is 3/4, slope is rise over run. Rise over run equals m, okay? Rise over run equals m. When I go up into the right, that's positive. When I go down into the left, that's negative. And when you think of, like if you're here, to the right and up is positive, and left and down is negative. So I'm going to rise over run. I'm going to rise 3 and run 4. I'm going to start at my y-intercept. I'm going to rise 3. I'm going to run 4 and put a dot. Let me just make this a little better. You know me, it's not going to come out perfect because of the bad graph paper, but rise 3, run 4, put a dot. Take my ruler, draw a nice straight line. You can even label your line. This graph is the line y equals 3/4 x minus 2. Boom, done. Okay, so we've given slope, we get the y-intercept. This is your m, this is your b. Here's your equation, y equals -1/2 x plus 3. Okay, what is your y-intercept? Your y-intercept is +3. 1, 2, 3, boom. Okay, x, y. I'm going to draw my other lines here. Okay, now I have a negative. So that means I have to rise over run with a negative. You can choose to put the negative with the 1 or the 2. It doesn't matter. You're going to have the same answer. So let's say I choose to rise over run and I choose to put my negative in the numerator. So it's going to be like this. That means when I say rise and it's negative, I told you you're going to go down. So I'm going to go down 1 into the right 2 because it's positive. Down 1 to the right 2, dot. Down 1 to the right 2, dot. Connect my lines, my dots, which is a really bad line because I didn't use a ruler. This is the line y equals negative 1/2 x plus 3. Okay, here's another one. They're both negative. Okay, so let's watch this. Y equals mx plus a negative 8, which just becomes minus 8. Let's graph our y-intercept. Negative 8. Now, I have negative 3, so rise over run equals negative 3, and you know that a number is over 1. So let's see. I have to go down. I have to rise down 3. 1, 2, 3, run 1. 1, 2, 3, run 1. Here's my line. Try to use graph paper. This is y equals negative 3x minus 8. Okay. Now we're not in the right form, so we have to get y equals. This doesn't say y equals. So what are we going to do? We have to isolate this variable. When you have other stuff here, I'm going to draw my line. We know that this is positive because there's no sign with it. So I have to do the opposite to get rid of it. The opposite of a positive is a negative. I have to take the x along with it. So when I subtract negative 3x, now you know it's y equals mx plus b. The m and the x come before the b. This is going to be your b. Well, this is going to be part of your b, and this is going to be part of your x. That should be written first. That will cancel. I get 2y equals negative 3x. I know that's a positive 6, so it's just plus 6. Notice I wrote the x first. I did that on purpose. I didn't write 6 minus 3x because that's the wrong thing. Okay. I have not solved for y equals mx plus b yet. What is happening to y? It is being multiplied by 2. Whatever I do to one side, which is divide by 2, which is the opposite, I have to do to the complete entire other side. That's going to cancel to 1. Y equals negative 3/2 x plus 6 divided by 2 is 3. To graph this equation, you're going to go to 0, 3. And then you're going to go down 3 over 2 dot, down 3 over 2 dot. If you want to put it down here, the negative, I can always do that. And go up 3, left 2 dot, up 3, left 2 dot. Whichever one you choose. We've got another one like this. Go ahead and try this on your own. Turn the video off. Okay, you should have already tried this. You have 3x minus 4y equals 12. I know my 3x is positive and my 12 is positive. So how am I going to get my 3x over here? I'm going to draw my line, and I have to do the opposite to get it over there. Okay, so negative 4y equals negative 3x plus 12. Okay, so I'm almost done, but I have to get my negative 4 away from the y. It's being multiplied. I need to divide, but if I divide on this side, I have to divide everything on that side. I'm going to divide this by negative 4, divide this by negative 4, divide this by negative 4. When you're dividing, if you have more than one thing over here, you always have to divide it all. That's going to cancel. Y equals a negative divided by a negative is a positive. A positive divided by a negative is a negative. My answer is y equals 3x minus 3. Let's graph it. That's my y-intercept, 1, 2, 3. Rise over 1. Run, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, dot, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, dot. There you go. Okay, here's my last two problems. This is y equals negative 3, and this is x is 4. Well, we talked about horizontal and vertical lines. When you have y equals mx plus b, if m is 0, if it's 0, that's going to cancel out your x, and you're only going to be left with your b. That's the case here. If y equals negative 3, no matter what you put in for x, if I put in 1, 2, negative 10, negative 12, they're all going to come out to 0 for your slope. So you're always going to get y equals negative 3. So that means if x is 1, y equals negative 3. If x is 5, y equals negative 3. If x is negative 10, y equals negative 3. There you go. That's a slope of 0. That's my line, y equals negative 3. It's a horizontal line at y equals negative 3. So, what happens if you have x equals 4? Same type of thing. No matter what y is, x is always going to be 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dot. 4, 4, 4. You're going to have a vertical line like that. That is undefined. If x equals 4, that's an undefined slope. So that's your graph. All right, so we'll see you in class tomorrow.